Hi everyone, slightly longer video today. We're going to look at the dimensions and details of all of the commonly used Taekwondo stances, so taking the ones we use for most of our classes and in patterns up to 4th degree. Okay, first up, parallel stance or Narani Sogi. Okay, so this is one of the most common stances that we use in Taekwondo when we're getting ready to do something. For this one, you want your toes on the same line, so no foot forwards, no foot back. Outsides of your feet should be parallel, so both pointing straight forwards, and one shoulder width wide on the outsides of the feet. Okay, next up, a tension stance or chariot sogi. So this is the position we use to prepare to bow. So from there, taking the heels together, toes turn out slightly to create about a 45-degree angle with the feet. Hands relax down by the sides of the body with your palms facing towards the floor. Okay, next up we've got sitting stance. So for this stance, we want the feet shoulder width and a half wide, measured from the insides of the feet. So the inside of the toe to inside of the toe. Toes should be on the same line, going forwards and backwards, and feet pointing straight forwards. So on the outsides of the feet, nice and parallel. Moving up slightly to the knees, nice and bent. Evenly weight spread across both legs and your knees coming out over the toes, so pushing them out to the sides and slightly forwards. Okay, next up, walking stance or Gunan Sogi in Korean. Stance is one shoulder width wide, measured from instep to instep, this way, to here, stepping back, and then 1.5 shoulder widths long, measured from the tip of the front toes to the tip of the back toes. Front leg, you're on your foot pointing straight forwards in your stance and your knee slightly bent so the knee lines up with the back of the heel. I just turn sideways. From there, if I draw a line straight down from the knee, lines up with the back of the heel. Okay, taking the back leg, want the leg completely straight and then the toes turn out about 25 degrees just to take some of that strain off of the calf. In this stance, you should be able to get the hips and shoulders full facing, half facing, and reverse half facing without moving the feet. Okay, moving on to our stance, Nyanja Sogi. So again, for this stance, it's a shoulder width and a half long, this time measured from the big toe of the front foot to the foot sword of the back foot. From there, we have the big toe of the front foot in line with the back heel of the rear foot. We turn the front toes forwards about 15 degrees and we push the heel of the front foot out 15 degrees. Okay, that will give us some stability and create about 2.5 centimeters gap from my heel of the front foot to the heel of the back foot. From there, I want to bend the back knee so that my knee is in line with my toes and my hip is in line with the inside of my knee joint. So if I turn side on, so my hip roughly on the inside of my knee joint, so I'm getting 70% of my weight on the back leg. Bending my front leg enough to keep my hips level, and from there, body can only ever be half facing for L stance. Okay, next up we have bending stance, or Goboryo Sogi, which is generally used to prepare for side kicks and back kicks. So for this one, you want your foot, if we're going for side kick, you want your foot pointing 90 degrees from the target. So stationary leg nicely bent here. With your other leg, you're going to bring your foot sword to your knee and have your thigh pointing straight out from the body. So if I'm planning to kick straight forwards, I want my body and hips half facing, my knee coming straight out from there, slightly bent. So when we're preparing to kick for back kick, we can lean slightly forwards, looking over the kicking shoulder at where you're about to kick. So in this instance, I'm kicking over this way. Okay, nice easy one now, closed stance or Moa Sogi. So we want the feet together, nice and simple. Okay, now moving on to low stance or Nacho Sogi. For this you need a good grasp of walking stance. Feel free to rewind back to there for the key points. Once you've got your good walking stance, all you need to do, move your front foot forwards 1 foot length. So So we've still got that shoulder width wide, this time shoulder width and a half long, measured from the toe to the back of the heel. Okay, fixed stance or Gojong Sogi. So this is a slightly longer L stance with a 50-50 weight distribution. So once you've got your good L stance, we want, rather than the shoulder width and a half in length, measured from toe to foot sword, this time it's toe to the inside of the foot. So if this is my L stance, move my foot back 1 foot width. I'll show that from the side. From here, in my L stance, move my foot back 1 foot width, and then take the weight from 70-30 to 50-50. Okay, moving up this time to rear foot stance, Dwitbal Sogi. So from there, if we take L stance as a base, you've got that back foot at its nice 15-degree angle. From there, you're going to pull your front foot back so that your stance is now 1 shoulder width long from the foot sword to the toes of the front foot, and you're lifting your front heel off the floor slightly. As you bring that foot in to keep your body half facing, you're going to angle the foot slightly more so that front foot's at 25 degrees, most of the way on the back leg. In terms of the width, if I turn around to the front of the camera, you want your front foot to be contained within the lines of your back foot here. Okay, next one, move on to vertical stance, or Sujik Sogi. Okay, so from there, our feet angles are exactly the same as they are in L stance, so they're both turned in 15 degrees. This time, have both legs straight, and the stance is 1 shoulder width from the big toe of the front foot to the inside of the back foot. From there, it's slightly narrower than your L stance, so I turn here. Because it's a shorter stance, slightly narrower for that balance, and you have 60% of your weight on the back leg, 40% on the front leg. Okay, next up we have X stance, Kyokcha Sogi. So for this stance, you can have 1 foot pointing straight forwards in your stance, which is going to take the majority of your weight. The other leg is either going to tuck behind from here on the ball of the foot, both feet pointing straight forwards, knees together, or it can come in front. Again, we want the knees together, both feet pointing in the same direction, heel off the floor in both cases. Okay. As we come across, whether in front or behind, we do want a little bit of length to the stance, so just a slight overlap of heel and toes here. That'll allow you to get the knees bent and get a good depth in your stance. So if you're jumping into the stance, so like in some of our colour belt patterns, the foot lands and the other leg comes in behind. So if we show a bit quicker, let's say 1, 2. If we're stepping like in some of our black belt patterns, then the foot comes across the front of the stance. Okay, on to the last two now, some nice simple ones for the black belts to finish on. This one, we're going to do 1 leg stance, or Weibao Sogi. So from here, similar to a bending stance, that we're up on 1 leg, we want the supporting leg completely straight, and the knee pointing straight out from the body, foot tucked in by the standing knee. Okay, last one today is going to be the new stance that comes in its secondary patterns, diagonal stance, or Sasen Sogi. There are some more stances in the encyclopedia, but they don't come into the patterns as far as I know. So, diagonal stance, as long as you've got a good grasp of sitting stance, you'll do really well with this one. Take your sitting stance and move 1 foot straight back 1 foot length. Okay, so if I show you from the side, from there, same as a sitting stance, knees bent, pointing out over the toes, but this time we want toe in line with the back of the heel rather than the toes on the same line.